history. Lisa Bluter leads the Hawkeyes for the 24th season in a row. Tonight is the only time that these two teams will meet in the regular season. We are up and underway. A little bit of a late tip tonight, 8 Central, 9 Eastern from Iowa City. First possession goes to the Spartans. Robin Freilich wants her group to play free and interchangeable offense. They get a good start with that bucket from Julia Ayrold.
Stolke falls down. Sometimes those lines jump up and catch your feet when you're running across half court. But Julia Ayrold's done a great job for Michigan State scoring early.
Caitlin Clark just off the mark for her first attempt of the evening. Both of these teams like to get out in transition, like to put up a lot of points. Jocelyn Tate with the up and under.
Tate played a fantastic floor game last week against Penn State. She comes out, has that ability to get to the basket, which opens up so much offensively for Michigan State.
Well, versatility is the word that Robin Freilich used when talking about Jocelyn Tate. Caitlin Clark calling for the screen. Gets it to Stolke, who's quite efficient when she gets down low. Two teams in the Big Ten when it comes to scoring.
Hey, offense is really fun. It makes the game so enjoyable to watch. And you have two teams that score at a high level because they play so fast. And both Michigan State and Iowa want to get out and run in transition just like this.
Didi Hageman off on that one. And we talked about them being top 2 in the league in scoring. That means they're 3rd and 7th nationally when it comes to points per game. Clark turns the ball over, tried to get the dump pass. Here's Kimball, picks it up, little hesitation. Tate aggressive early. She has 4 now.
I love how fearless Tate is getting to the basket, and she's smart and balanced. When she comes to a stop, she goes off of 2 feet for the finish.
Another turnover by Caitlin Clark. Jocelyn Tate, pump fake, and Michigan State now has an 8-0 lead.
Michigan State is one of the best on-ball defenders as a group. They've done a great job getting into Clark. They've really slowed down Iowa's defense. It's become one-dimensional. The ball's only really stayed on one side of the floor so far. And right now, Caitlin Clark is being hounded by Moira Joyner. That means other people have to step up, try to score to get her a little bit of space.
Make that 0 for 4, in and out for Clark. Marshall. But the Hawkeyes keep it alive with their ability to rebound the basketball. Here comes Martin. You can sense Clark time is coming soon. There it is, at the rim.
Clark known for that three-point shooting ability, but her ability to get downhill. She is so athletic. She's balanced and is very quick, so she can take anybody off the dribble. And at 6 feet tall, she can post up smaller guards.
Hageman, a little hesitation from the top. One thing Robin Freilich didn't want her team to do tonight is to this press by Michigan State. They tend to do it, but they mix it up every game. And one of the keys for Iowa was to play aggressive.
Iowa likes to try to take the ball out of the basket on a make as fast as possible and get going. The best way to attack this Michigan State press is not give them enough time to set up in it.
They broke it easily. Kate Martin left all alone. The lead now cut in half, 8-4.
Head on a swivel. It is so important defensively to understand the concept of ball, you, the person you're guarding.
Ayrold just short from the outside. Both of these teams showing their ability to get on the boards offensively. Here comes Joyner. Leads the Spartans in scoring. No good on that one.
Iowa taking advantage of a miscommunication by Michigan State. And right there, 2 go with Caitlin Clark. Kate Martin wide open as the beneficiary on the play.
Joyner looking to take Davis one-on-one. And so many times when you're guarding and strategizing against Caitlin Clark, you can overthink. You have to remember, there's 5 players on the floor, all playing in the Big Ten, who have the ability to do just that. Stolke through contact.
Still is this year, but I love seeing her play with her back to the basket. She is so dynamic and can play facing up and also backwards.
Stolke coming off a performance on Saturday where she had 19 points and 8 rebounds. She heads to the bench. Sharon Goodman now in the basketball game. Iowa in the middle of a 7-0 run. Michigan State trying to put that run to a close. Here's Joyner putting her head down, blocked by a falter. Tate sets her feet in and out. Big defensive play by a Falter. Sets up the Iowa offense. Nice pass from Clark. That's what they do. Wow. The anticipation by 22. Now a 9-0 run by the Hawkeyes. First lead of the evening for Iowa. Osment, no. So Michigan State started out efficient. Marshall! Basketball is a game of runs, right? I mean, the last time these two teams played last season, they went to overtime. 18 lead changes, 11 ties. Let's see if we get a little remix of that tonight.
Well, speaking of a remix, Iowa comes out in a zone that possession. This is something we'll see the Hawkeyes do. Occasionally they'll throw out a zone look. It's a good job because it mixes up how the offense can approach it. Totally threw Michigan State out for rhythm.
A Falter tries to get the lob down low to Goodman. Has not knocked down one just yet, but I have a feeling it's coming. She's eyeing it. Here comes Clark, spin move. No call.
You know, Clark's one of those players that you just have to let her, as you see her, get the steal right here.
Cookies.
She's the type of player that you have to understand she's a high-volume shooter. She's going to take a lot of shots. Some of them aren't great shots, but they're good shots for her. As a defense going into guarding Clark, you just have to try to make her as ineffective.
The ante on defense, multiple deflections, that steal by Clark.
Back in this zone once again by Iowa.
A different look that the Spartans have to break. A Falter hauls it in. That's exactly why she's on the floor, Sydney Falter.
Sydney Falter is everything that doesn't show up in the stat sheet. She grinds down low, does all the little things, all the tough plays.
14-8. Iowa holds on to its lead. Spartans working this zone, passing it around. Kimball, couple feet behind the line, yes.
Michigan State just stood still that whole possession by moving the ball. They were able to eventually get a shot, but they have to attack the gaps.
Caitlin, it's her time. Cashes in. So back-to-back threes, trading baskets the last couple possessions. Both of these teams, number 1 and 2 in the conference in three-point makes per game. Kimball again. Off the back iron. Here comes Clark, transition, her favorite part of the game.
So when she goes there, you just have to get right up on her, maybe try to, tackle her to stop her at this point.
60% of Caitlin Clark's shots are from that left side. Nice cut by A-Roll. She's trying to work Stolke down low. Big body move.
Great cut by A-Roll, but also she came to the ball from that pass. Hannah Stolke was in the perfect position, but A-Roll was able to use her physicality to get the pass for the finish.
Clark playing off the Stolke screen. And just of note, that last foul was Julia A-Roll's second.
Something to keep in mind, Michigan State does not have a ton of size. Julia A-Roll, the tallest player at 6'2". That means Iowa needs to get the ball inside as much as possible.
It's worked so far for Michigan State. Here comes Stolke with the spin move, yes!
Hannah Stolke has so upped her game from a season ago. She can make moves deep in the paint. She can catch it at the B1G logo and go to work. And a charge. Decanters face a little bit. You have to keep your emotions in check in a game like this where it gets really frustrating drawing charges.
They go back to Stolke. She has all the defenders on her. 8-0 to start this quarter. Into a Falter. Right back to Clark. She pulls the trigger. Jocelyn Tate just came flying in. Okay, going into the Tate.
She was handling that ball like a yo-yo.
The skill set of these players is just so remarkable and fun. Talk about a show for this sold-out crowd.
That Sydney Falter and Molly Davis can also step up and score in double figures. That's when Iowa becomes really dangerous.
Hageman was on the All-Big Ten honorable mention team last season.
Shooting 51% from 3. When Michigan State can settle into an offense and spread the floor, that's when they become so dangerous and can hit threes.
Iowa breaking this press seamlessly, coast to coast, and Clark hits the deck.
When you get to the paint, the defense has to give you a step because they need to try to stay in front of you. So now that gives you space as an offensive player on the perimeter to have room to get the shot off. So getting to the rim early and often is a really important piece for Clark to have.
I'll tell you, Megan, I was walking into the arena today, and we both grew up playing basketball, both played Division I. To see a sold-out crowd on a Tuesday evening, a little bit of a late tip, Clark jerseys everywhere, I got a little emotional. It's just amazing how far this game has come.
Oh, and it's so cool. Oh my goodness, a baseball pass.
Okay, Martin is the quarterback today. Clark the receiver.
It's like Peyton Manning or Reggie Wayne downfield. It doesn't matter. Kate Martin and Caitlin Clark are peanut butter and jelly.
Well, Clark loves the Chiefs, right? So maybe Mahomes?
To Travis Kelce?
Yeah. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that.
I know, Clark was at the Chiefs game the other day.
Interception here. Will we go for the pick six? Inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. Iowa continues to extend its lead, largest of the evening at 10. This crowd goes nuts. Spartan playing Spartan. Tate, corner traffic. Deflection. Hageman keeps it alive, but the relentlessness of this defense. And Osmond will stop the bleeding. That's the end of the first quarter.
They've double-teamed her. They've triple-teamed her. They've just tried to stay in front of her. They tried to force her just to get to the basket. Force whatever you throw at her, she's going to find a way to score. She's like Houdini.
This is the third season in a row that Caitlin Clark has increased her scoring.
But you got to credit a player like Kate Martin, who's a great defender. Gabby Marshall has locked into being one of the best on-ball defenders in the Big Ten, rather, maybe in the WNBA one day, like I was just saying.
Abby Kimball picks the pocket of Kate Martin, goes the other way. That's a no-go. Bodies on the floor. Ball is secured by the Spartans. Kimball, a couple pump fakes. Spartans trying to get back on the right track here in Iowa City. There's Osmond.
Osmond had the height advantage over Molly Davis, doing a great job putting it on the floor, getting to the basket.
Iowa getting into its offense. See Tate denying Caitlin Clark the balls. They've got to go Martin Stolke. Well, that's the awareness and knowing who's guarding you, the veteran presence on display on that last bucket by Osmond. Meantime, just 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Halleck gets the steal. Joyner. And Osmond going right back to that left side.
Martin did a good job staying in front of Osmond and forcing that to be a tough look.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Hawkeyes. Spartans trying to convert. Here's Joyner. Remember, she leads this team in scoring, but just smothered. We've got 3 different Michigan State players playing with 2 fouls.
I like that.
Halleck, sauciness, hot sauce. Martin trying to get Marshall open. Clark getting the ball screen, handoff. Catches it.
That is Caitlin Clark's favorite way to shoot a 3. The step back, right to left. Abby Kimball cannot go under the screen ever. You know, pick your poison.
She's got options. Here come the Spartans. The lob is deflected by Stolke. Clark in transition through all the traffic to a falter.
Leading the passer to the basket. A falter did not even have to break stride.
And that's one thing you have to think about when you're playing Iowa, the type of shots that you take, because if they get it off the rim quickly or if they get a turnover, they are running. The Hawkeyes setting up the offense once again. This time, Clark is off the ball. Stolke on the boards.
Great timing by A-Rod on the block.
Okay.
Oh.
Behind the back pass is picked off. And the pace of this game has led to multiple turnovers for both of these teams. Halleck had time to set her feet.
You talk about the pace of play. Both Michigan State and Iowa want to play at a fast pace. But it's about playing fast, but not out of control.
Tate on Clark. High arcing. All the follow through. It's Clark's show. How will Michigan State respond
They got
to the atmosphere? Just like that.
Just like that. Get to the rim, try to get fouled, but you cannot get out of whack from the crowd.
Again?
A heat check.
I was going to say, do we call it a heat check? I mean,
That's a good question.
That's like an in-rhythm shot.
That. Yeah, that's the thing about Caitlin Clark. Some of the shots that would be a bad shot for a lot of players is a good shot, an in-rhythm shot for her.
Well, and Lisa Bluter is very open about the fact that Caitlin Clark has different rules than everyone else on the team. Halleck off balance.
There's a lot of contact there. That should have been an and one.
Just like that, 5-point game. Michigan State staying in this one.
This is where Michigan State's leadership and their veteranship is coming into play, staying poised.
Too much space. Just short. Gets it right back. Michigan State.
Tate looks exhausted. She just kind of stopped in that place. How hard these players are going, but you cannot be exhausted when guarding Caitlin Clark.
Well, it's team defense, too. I mean, Jocelyn Tate has the matchup, but she's got to get help from everyone else. I mean, that might have been a fatigue turnover, too.
We haven't had a lot of stops in play.
You mentioned that tennis volley.
You're going to need a neck brace after this game.
Back and forth we go.
So much.
A falter on the drive. Deflected by A-Rod, but picked right back up by Stolke. She's cleaning up the mess. Joyner trying to decide what she wants to do.
Lisa Bluter has been throughout her career, and the fact that they have sold out every single game at Carver Hawkeye Arena this season. Games on the road are being sold out because Iowa's coming to town. Iowa as a program, as you see Dee Hageman get the bucket to go, Iowa has elevated women's basketball so much, and it's the Caitlin Clark effect.
With that Hageman bucket, Michigan State has now made 5 shots in a row. Martin, attack mode just off. Going back to Lisa Bluter and the season tickets and everything, this Iowa team set a record for the most people in attendance for a women's basketball game ever, over 55,000 at Kinnick Stadium this fall, and Lisa Bluter really set that up. That's Julia A-Rod from the outside.
It was a great event put on by Iowa. They scrimmaged DePaul, or exhibition game against DePaul. But look, the sky is the limit for women's basketball right now. It's what we've seen. If you build it, they will come. We could barely get into the building tonight because there were so many people trying to get into this game. It's a really exciting time to be a part of the Big Ten and a part of women's basketball.
Martin. Yeah, we won't talk about what we had to do to get today. Just know we're here. We're happy to be calling this game. A-Rod just knocked down a 3. Here comes Halleck. Long strides. That's a block by Sharon Goodman. Two-point basketball game, 2:36 to go in the half.
Julia A-Rod's been such a leader for this team. Dealt with an injury a couple of years ago, but coming back, she's got so much confidence right now. She's shooting the ball at a high level, even though she misses there. regardless, A-Rod is a huge leader on this team. She puts her teammates in the proper positions, defensively, offensively. Her ability to play inside, outside opens up so much on the offensive end for Sparty.
Well, and Julia Ayrault told us today that the reason she's been able to take such a big jump is because when she makes a mistake, she knows that if she gets it back on the next one, Robin Freilich is not even going to bring it up to her.
She's got short-term memory, right? Just on to the next play, next play. That has to be your mentality as a player. You cannot play scared and afraid of making a mistake.
Here she goes right past Goodman. Quick first step.
Great decision by A-Rod as well. Goodman came out a little too far, was standing too straight up and down. A-Rod had the advantage getting to the basket.
We have a tie ball game once again. It's gone back and forth. It's in Clark's hands, guarded by Halleck. Martin looking to make a decision. She spins off the glass, no. No time to rest in this one. Hageman the other way. Osment in and out. You've seen runs by both teams. Michigan State in the middle of a 14-5 run.
Michigan State has done a better job over the course of this run to keeping Iowa in one-and-done situations. When the Hawkeyes get second-chance opportunities, they kill people, but right now, Sparty doing a good job keeping it to one and done.
Here's Osment, the little floater inside. Multiple people getting touches in these last few possessions for Michigan State. They now have the lead once again.
Spartans lead the Big Ten in assists per game with 21 because everybody on the floor is a threat to score the ball.
A falter. Less than a minute to go here in this first half. Joyner. So a couple missed shots on either end. 37-35. Clark trying to get past her defender. A couple of these shots just short.
That help side came over by Joyner, doing a good job forcing Clark to go the other way. She didn't have enough oomph on the shot.
About 1 second difference between game clock, shot clock. The double comes towards Hageman. How will Michigan State play this last possession?
Got to get to the paint.
They pass it around the perimeter. Ayrault has no one on her. Halftime can't come soon enough for these teams. They need a little bit of a breather. Davis before the buzzer. Been effective on the offensive end, despite the havoc that Michigan State is causing.
Right, we talk all about that, and Caitlin Clark has 19 in the first half.
Leading all
This
scores.
is who she is. She's the best player in college basketball right now.
Well, and that's why teams say they're trying to slow her down. You can't stop her.
You have to try to make her as ineffective as possible, which is very difficult to do.
Been a couple different lead changes so far in this one. Hawkeyes start out with the basketball. Nice move by Kate Martin.
Kate Martin is just the person for the task at hand.
No time to celebrate because the Spartans quickly move.
Good fronting by Stolke.
Clark thought about it. Give and go from Davis. Blocked by Ayrault.
That if she scores 20 points, that's when Iowa becomes impossible to beat.
Kate Martin, one of a couple people on this team averaging double figures. Davis gets the ball right back for the Hawkeyes. Stolke going to work. One of 3 starters for the Spartans that had 2 fouls in that first half.
Defensively, she's already had 2 blocks in this half alone.
She averages 2.5 per game. Julia Ayrault does. She'll have to sit for a while, though. Tori Osment now in the game, and here come the Spartans. You can see Caitlin Clark's eyes looking up, seeing if she has numbers. And the cut by Davis. Ball movement.
Absolutely beautiful, as Iowa head coach Lisa Bruder would say. Making that extra pass makes you so difficult to defend as an offense because the defense is already in a scramble situation. Iowa makes them pay.
Michigan State really trying to get that lob down into the post.
Great job by Molly Davis, drawing 2 defenders towards her. That led to a wide open layup.
Going from good to great, as coaches would say. Because Davis could have taken that shot. Here comes Clark. Just off, uncharacteristic miss for her at the rim. Jocelyn Tate has this ability to get right where she wants to go in the lane. Hageman the same. Joyner outside.
Joyner is automatic. She gets her feet set. All she has to worry about is the follow through. I love how she's not thinking at all. She's just looking to score.
So now Michigan State finds itself back up. There's been multiple lead changes in just the first 3 minutes of the second half. Clark from deep. Here's Joyner, 2-on-1 scenario. She gives it to Hageman.
You gotta finish that in a game like this. Gotta make layups. Even though that was contested, good job by Stolke. Hageman has to finish with a little bit of contact.
Clark will try it again. Kimball at the rim. A lot of contact.
It's the Big Ten. There is a lot of contact. You have to learn how to play through contact. It is so important to not get frustrated when you feel like you're not getting your way with the officials.
Physical game on both sides.
It's physical, too. This is what happens in conference play.
40-39. Clark keeps it. Going against Joyner. Bodies her way in.
Tori Osmond's done a great job on the help side, coming in for rebounds, boxing out at a high level. Michigan State settling for a lot of threes early in the shot clock. I'd like to see them get some ball reversals, force Iowa to defend deep into the shot clock.
Well, and when you get a defensive rebound, right, you want to take advantage of it on the other end if you're Michigan State, just like this.
Good decision right there. Robin Freilich saying, slow it down, run a set.
You will notice multiple people in the corners for Michigan State at all times. They always want to have a kick-out option. Osmond has 3 defenders on her, somehow gets it to go.
How did she make that?
3-point lead for Michigan State.
It's like a magic act.
I thought she was going to kick it out. Chose to keep it for herself. The Hawkeyes looking to make something happen. Under 10 in the shot clock. Offensive foul on this Michigan State team, 24 years old, in her 5th year. Tate gets right where she wants to go, fitting in so nicely in her first season with the Spartans. She followed Robin Freilich from Bowling Green.
Michigan State's doing a great job getting into the paint the last couple of possessions. Iowa has to find a way to limit paint touches.
Driving kick. Marshall, no. Spartans in the middle of a 7-0 run. Iowa trying to put it to a stop. Molly Davis does.
Great decision by Davis. Go into the paint. When the outside shots aren't falling, that's the perfect time for Iowa to try to get to the paint, get fouled, and get to the line.
That was Iowa's first bucket in the last 4 minutes, if that tells you anything about how this third quarter has gone so far. Joyner. Score remains the same. Here comes a falter. Taking it all the way herself, does she? Caitlin Clark is out of the game. She's at the scorer's table right now. Passing it around the horn. Joyner, she's put it up from that exact spot multiple times. Finally gets it to go.
I love what you said, passing it around a horn, because passing it around forces the defense to shift. It gives Joyner a more open opportunity.
6-point lead for Michigan State.
Now Molly Davis.
Well, and that's what Lisa Blumer wants Molly Davis to do, is get her confidence back, be a little bit aggressive, and not defer so much in offense.
Iowa needs other people to step up and score. Molly Davis could be that person. She needs to continue being aggressive at the rim.
47-43. Foul call off the ball.
Michigan State is making Caitlin Clark's life very difficult right now on the floor. Not only does Clark have no room to move off the ball, the moment she catches the ball, she's being crowded. There's no space for her to make plays right now, and she's frustrated.
Clark back in the game. Tate. And the tip-in by Didi Hageman, put back. Didn't even touch the floor on that one.
I mean, the up and under was impressive, but Didi Hageman flying in sky high. Looked like a play you'd see in the NBA.
Basketball is basketball. He plays in the men's game and the women's game. Remember, Iowa is the 4th ranked team. They're on a 10-game win streak right now. Find themselves down by 6 as Sydney Falter makes her way to the free throw line.
Iowa needs to keep getting to the basket. And speaking of getting to the basket, Jocelyn up, under, miss, but look at Didi Hageman. Look, that requires a lot of strength to just tip the ball back in. She took off, still had her shoulder squared, but still under control. She laid it over perfectly.
This is a Falter's first trip to the free throw line this evening. The junior is known as a dog. That's what Lisa Bluta refers to her as, and of course that's an affectionate and a compliment for the way that she hustles and plays with heart.
Sydney Falter is so tough. She is on the floor diving for loose ball. She sets good screens. She gets her teammates in positions to score. All the little things that don't show up in a stat sheet, but are still so important to be successful.
Joyner setting things up for Michigan State.
Oh, good crossover.
Multiple defenders, finds Hageman, and it rolls in.
Wide open under the basket.
Well, Megan, you talked about Didi Hageman and her ability to make plays. That can happen off the ball as well. Michigan State, offensive rebound, gets another crack at it offensively. Hageman step back. A-roll. No. Lead remains at 6, 51-45. Remember, these are the 2 top scoring teams in the Big Ten. Clark has yet to score in this quarter, but she adds to her assist total. Starkey down low.
Caitlin Clark, as great of a scorer as she is almost better assisting the ball. She draws so much attention. She's able to dump it off at a high level.
Joyner, no good. Molly Davis running the break. This is where Iowa likes to play. Clark, yes! Just like that, cut the lead in half. 1-point basketball game.
With that amount of room.
Noise getting loud in here. Carver Hawkeye Arena. Looks like deja vu. Davis running the break. Picked off from behind. Osmond. Oh, behind the back from Howard to Joyner. The camaraderie from this group on display.
It's like 10 style points on my stat sheet.
Back and forth we go. Clark was outside, now she's inside. Bodies all tangled. Less than a minute to go here in the 3rd quarter. 1-point game. Caitlin on a little bit of a roll after missing her first 8 shots of the quarter. She's got 24. They go back to her. 5 threes on the evening. Iowa has the lead. Time winding down in the 3rd. What does Michigan State do? Hageman, quick first step. And that's how the 3rd quarter will end.
Both Michigan State and Iowa love to play fast, and as a result, it's almost counteracted each other, and you see a score that's in the 50s, which is shocking to see, but not surprising because both teams haven't been super consistent from the field. Whoever can grind this out in the half court in the 4th quarter is going to come out with a win.
Iowa has won 3 times in a row against Michigan State. Leads the all-time series 42-30. Iowa slowing it down on this possession, getting into it. It's half-court offense going right to Stolke.
Julia Ayrolt is in some foul trouble. That's exactly what Hannah Stolke needs to keep doing. Take it at Ayrolt.
Stolke and Clark both in double figures for the Hawkeyes. Skip pass. So now Michigan State's going to Ayrolt. Nice dig from Molly Davis. Well, these are two teams that had double-digit wins on Saturday, now find themselves in a close one here in the fourth quarter. Time score situation is going to be important down the stretch. Alec puts on the Jets for that one.
If no one stops, you go straight to the basket. That was like in Mario Kart when you get the star speed, thing going, and you just keep the Jets all the way to the basket.
Well, I can just hear my AAU coach being like, stop the ball, stop the ball. It's like one of the things that coaches say over and over again.
Stop ball, it's AAU one-on-one.
Davis with the mean crossover.
If Iowa can continue getting into the paint, getting to the rim, it's going to open up so much offensively because Michigan State's going to have to make sure they're in the proper help side.
Davis right now is 100% from the field, 2 for 2, and then she adds 100% from the free throw line in her first trip to the stripe.
I'm more impressed with the 7 rebounds she has.
Great point. Filling up the stat sheet, Davis. Plenty of time to work here. Kimball. You see the box out by Iowa. Ball almost bounced on the floor. Davis picks it back up. She had a layup there. I know you're trying to get it down to Stolke, but no one came to guard her. Turnover, so Michigan State basketball. Well, what have you seen these last couple offensive possessions by both teams? Clark, meantime. Okay, now that we pause for that logo moment.
Take a pause. Both teams need to try to get to the basket. The outside shot is not falling right now. And also just try to get fouled and get to the line.
Joyner, spin cycle. Rim has a lid on it. This last couple possessions for both teams.
Both Iowa and Michigan State are making it really difficult with the angles that they're cutting off right now.
Clark has Joyner on her. She takes it to her through the contact. Extends the lead for Iowa.
Clark's ability to change speeds makes her so impressive getting downhill. She's patient. She waits to see what the defense is going to do, and then she stays balanced.
Well, awareness, too. You said whoever has the ability to get into the paint will find success. Caitlin Clark did that on the last possession. Now a turnover by Michigan State. Davis running the break. She said it's all those days playing soccer. People don't realize how strong of a base she has. Marshall. It's kept alive by a falter. Davis in and out. Good shots, though.
Clark didn't shoot it because she was adjusting her pre-wrap in her hair, so she didn't have time to get set for the shot.
Clark slowing it down, setting up the set. And having Molly Davis on the floor, the ability to start the offense so Caitlin Clark can play off the ball. There she goes, left side. Come on, Caitlin. Did they call that a 2? No, another 30-piece for Clark. 45th career 30-plus scoring game.
That's it.
45th. Slight work for 22. Michigan State averaging 92 points per game. In every single win they have this season, they've scored 80 or more, and with 5 minutes left, they have 57 points.
The one way teams can beat Iowa is if you force them to grind it out in the half court and play in the 60s. That's what Michigan State has been able to do. This is a huge play for Iowa because all of a sudden they have the opportunity to go up by double digits.
What do they do with the extra possession? Clark puts it up. And hauled down by Hannah Stuelke, her relentlessness. Michigan State secures it. Kimball, little fake it in. Spartans still in it.
Michigan State now here, they have not pressed a ton in this game. Iowa's been playing too fast for Michigan State to really press. And it's also, by taking the press off, you forced Iowa to slow down in the half court.
With the way these teams score, 6-point deficit is only a couple of possessions. Two-woman game. Clark and Stuelke. Marshall puts it up. She made that 1-3 in the first half.
Her shot's dead on, too. That's crazy.
Marshall has struggled this season the other way.
There are a lot of teams that would have come in here that Iowa would have blown open this game because of the crowd getting into it, because of how fast they push in transition. But Michigan State has gotten refocused every single time. They've kept Iowa to a one-and-done, and they've been able to score and get out and run. It's been impressive to see how they've handled this from an emotional, mental standpoint.
Well, mental focus is part of how Michigan State prepares, right? Shoot around, visualization, seeing yourself in the moment, and here they are, 4-point basketball game, just under 4 to go against the 4th-ranked team in the country. Stuelke, powerful to the cup, and one. And that possession is twofold. She gets the bucket, opportunity for a 3-point play, and then the 4th foul for Julia Ayroll, and we know the Spartans are thin down low. Michigan State trying to hang on.
But valuing possession is going to be huge, and Iowa comes out in the zone to try to throw them off the flow.
Michigan State only taking a couple free throws. They go to Hageman. 4-point game. See the look in Hageman's eyes on defense. These teams are locked in. Turnover by Caitlin. The other way, Michigan State. 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Joyner against Davis. Kick out to Ayroll. 1-point game. Stay awake, folks. Stay awake. We have ourselves a basketball game.
Julia Ayroll is a 5th-year senior, and she is making 5th-year senior plays. That was tough.
How do these two teams stay poised down the stretch? Crunch time is Clark time. Looking for opportunities. Step back. Yes! Caitlin cashes in. Listen to this crowd. How does Michigan State respond? By going to Osment, not backing down.
Michigan State has made the mature play every single possession. Get to the basket.
2-point game, 2 minutes to go. Give the ball back to Caitlin.
I like Clark and Stuelke in this 2-woman game. It's been effective.
Top of the key, that one short. Michigan State has made its last 4 shots. Trying to stay within striking distance. 2-point game, they go to Ayroll. She tries to get around Stuelke. Tied at 71.
Julia Ayroll making all the right decisions, but right now Michigan State's been able to get to the rim the past 3 possessions.
Davis setting things up for the Hawkeyes.
Iowa's got to get Clark and Stolke back in that two-man game.
They go right to it. Clark has 37 points. No good on that attempt. She's looking for the foul call.
And Michigan State has to slow it down here.
Tie game, under a minute to go. Kimball working baseline. Foul before the shot. It's Caitlin's second.
And Iowa still has 2 fouls to give before shots. 1 foul, check that.
They've been working through A-Roll. Here's Joyner. Just relentless on the post. Blocked and rejected by Clark. Big defensive play by 22. Trying to get to the rim. 35.1 seconds to go in the fourth. Martin to the baseline. Davis thought about it. And both players go to the deck. Davis, an 88% free throw shooter. This is the first. So she's going to shoot 3 free throws because, as the referees called it, she was shooting from behind the line.
It looked like she was about to put the ball on the floor.
So 2 for 3, 2-point basketball game. 73-71 with 29 seconds to go. And you see this substitution. Davis goes to the bench. A falter comes in the game for the Hawkeyes. Remember, Hageman was just holding her face, but now it's going to try to lead Michigan State.
That's where you just want to get to the rim.
And that she does. Acrobatic finish by Didi Hageman. We're back tied.
You got to hold it for the last shot here. And Iowa's just got to let Caitlin Clark be Caitlin Clark.
I have an idea of who it's going to, but it's just how is it going to happen?
I think everyone in America knows who it's going to.
Anticipation here. Davis, time winding down. Are they going to get the ball up in time? Clark for the win. Yeah! Oh! She does it time and time again, the 40-piece, and walks off with the W.